Hello and welcome to a very special section of the Lego house. Now we are in what is known as Homes of Brick, which is located in Billund, Denmark. Now we are in the history collection, which is the full history of the Lego company. Now it starts off with the birth certificate, and then we loop round all of the wooden products that was designed before the fires, and then we get introduced to how the brick came about with the patent and the designs, then the minifigure, and then the sets that we know currently. So I get here at the end of the day because I thought this would be the most quietest time to try and get round and film it. This could have been a 2 hour long video. I still yet haven't figured out the best way to try and get round to get all the models in and get all the writing in at the same time. But I thought this would do for today's visit because you just get an understanding of how amazing this section is, how much detail that it's got, how much there is to actually read. And then you've got all of the other artwork and everything up on the top, and as it goes round, like I said, it gives you the date and the year and the decade that everything happened, and you've got all different contracts that were signed, all different blueprints and patents and everything that were done. And obviously we're still into the big plastic molds as well, like the big injection molds for the tractors. This is all well before the minifigure and everything else got introduced. So hopefully you guys can enjoy this little quick tour around. Like I said, it could have been well over 2 hours. I will figure out a good way of doing it. I might just have to bite the bullet and just film it from start to finish and then narrate it over the top, which might be very, very long and boring. But if you would like a proper, full, detailed video of everything with regards to all the writing and everything like that, then please let me know in the comments below, because I know a lot of you might not be able to get over to the Lego house. Now, if you can't, still in the comments below, let me know what you started to collect with. Let me know when your first set that you ever picked up was, because you can see now that we are starting to get into some of the original Lego boxes with some of the original Lego elements there on the right hand side. You can see what the minifigures look like. They were just little plastic molds, and then you had all of the little random sort of die cast cars and everything, which then soon changed into all the Lego cars, because you could then add in the minifigure. So we'll have a look at the first ever Lego City soon, and it's just amazing how much it sort of intertwined with each other before it came to what it is of what we know now. But this is one of the first cities developed, and you'll be able to see that the cars themselves are nothing like the cars that we know now, nor is there any of the figures about, because they weren't designed. The bikes are just bikes. It's sort of like a mix of both before they realise actually they want to introduce the minifigure, and then they started to go absolutely flat out on that. But like I said, within the history of this, you learn about all of the fires, learn how they changed everything. You look at the brick molding machines. You even look at obviously you can see now where you got all the patents and everything, or the patents, shall I say. This is from 1958, which is their Lego molding shop, and you can see just the scale and the size of absolutely everything. So
Nu starter medtagningen. Der er kun 10 minutter til oplevelseszonerne, og History Collection lukker. Yikes. And now the countdown begins. Only 10 minutes until the experience zones and the History Collection closes.
So only 10 minutes to go, so I did manage to get it all in and get out of the doors before this section did close, because like I said, I did this right at the end of the day. It was a very, very successful, very full day of filming, and then from here I just walked over to Lalandia, picked up some snacks, then walked over to the airport, and then it was horrifically delayed. But that is all saved for a completely different whinge and moan in a different video, so we'll carry on enjoying this. So how the Lego house closes, it closes staggered, so all of the building activities in the history collection will close an hour before the actual main shop downstairs, so you can still get all your Lego sets and things before you leave. Obviously that would then become extremely busy, and then it all locks up, shut shop, and then they open up the following day. So I just hope I'm not going too quick so you can see the sets, but like you could hear, I'm on a very, very strict time limit. This was the very last thing that I was going to film. What a lot of people tend to do is they tend to walk over to their first date that they can, either they were born and they'll take a photo, or to the first sort of year that they can remember of what Lego set they got, and they tend to just sort of stick and read that the most, and then they loop off and run around. And a lot of people will probably miss this completely, because when you come up the stairs, you end up running up the stairs around the massive tree, and then you end up in the dinosaurs. And then all of a sudden, you're in all the building activities and everything. So unless you actually do read the signs and realize that there is a massive history collection with the basement, a lot of people might miss this, because when you get upstairs and you get carried away, you can spend a long and a lot of time up there doing in all of the different coloured zones. Bearing in mind there is a rooftop to the house, and obviously there is a basement, so you'll be able to see all of Billund outside upstairs on top of the massive Lego brick that you can stand on. And obviously you can come down into the basement and learn about all of the history. Now, there is a much more detailed video to come of the bit that we will spin round to in a second, and have a look at all of these boxes. So just in here, which I class as like their little history vault as such, all of these are in decade order. I have done a full video which is available already, should have been uploaded within the Home of the Brick playlist, so you can have a look at all of these sets in much greater detail. If you have visited, let me know again what you think of this display. You can spend a huge amount of time in here and just getting lost, because this is all to do with all the different Lego sets of when they all got introduced. And you can see that you've got the big Technic bins, and then obviously you've got the big Lego trains as well. Now, coming back onto the history of the company around the outside, because obviously that is just the Lego sets. This is the full-blown company. Like I said, it started with the birth certificates we saw, and then we are slowly getting through the decades of when all of these sets were coming out. So you can see how the vehicles used to look like. You can see what the older Fabuland models used to look like, and then you've got the Technic ones as well. We've got the yellow castle, so you could probably now start to realise where we are. This is some of the most famous and more popular sets with a lot of people, and obviously now we're in 2022. I think they are starting to clock on and might be releasing more space and maybe more castle bits further down the line, but we'll see what 2023, 2024 brings. So it's always very interesting to see what the Lego Group bring out and introduce, but I am really starting to run out of time literally before the doors lock now. So guys, if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I'll be with you for another minute or so, and then I'll let you soak in the last sort of 45 seconds by yourself. But like I said, in the comments below, let me know what year you started to collect. Let me know what year your first set was. And then obviously if you went into your dark ages, what have you missed? Are you seeing any of the new sets within here? Obviously this is just a small selection, because this is just basically telling you when the wheel was made, when this was done, when the figure came in, whereas the sort of the history bit of the boxes is very much a case of every single kind of set that came out within that decade, and it goes all the way round to present day. So if there's sets that you can't see that you've got within this little collection, the guarantee will be in the video that has already been previously uploaded. But there is just a huge amount of detail just to take in and just soak in with regards to everything for the history of the company. I have spent in the past multiple hours down here and reading all the different bits and pieces with regards to what came out when, why they made the decision, and then what caused the next decision to be made. And it's just amazing to think of how many different things that they've tried until they got the base formula. This is the first lot of Star Wars that came out, then it won't be too far until you see the first lot of Harry Potter as well. That's when they first went into all the licenses, so you can see all the Harry Potter stuff just there. And then you can then see how it all starts to change. You've got the NBA pitch there. We didn't get that in the UK with those teams. We got the football pitch instead. But there's a lot of stuff just to see and have a look at. I know I'm rushing more and more, because you know that I'm really running out of time, because I literally turn off the camera, run up the stairs, and then just escape with about 3 minutes to go before they then start turfing people out. I never like to be in anywhere after the doors close. I never think it's correct, to be honest, but some people have a different mentality. But I think you pay for a ticket, you're in between a certain amount of hours, don't overstay your welcome. There was a big Friends 10-year anniversary as well. All of that is available in a completely different video, so if you are into your Friends, scroll through the Home of the Brick playlist and see what you can find. But guys, I really am starting to run out of time, so I'm going to leave you now to soak in the last sort of 40 seconds or so and just see anything that you like. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Ta-da.